Last time we finished Steel Icarus, which was basically a Ride the Lightning with an extra twist on it. But now I think we're in for a possibly even longer video. Now, our next main quest is Plankerton Storm Shield Defense 6. And I already know that this is going to require me to place a new amplifier. I'm going to build for that. I'll probably want to try to adjust some other spots, but let's be honest, I don't remember what is or isn't very functional in my Storm Shield. Now, I should mention that I did take some time a while before recording this to do a little bit of farming. It's mostly to get simple mechanical parts because that was what I was lacking. I didn't really record that much of it because although I wanted to try to turn it into its own separate video, it ultimately was actually not very interesting footage. And I maybe said like two whole sentences in the span of 30 minutes of recording, which I don't think anybody actually wants to watch that. Now, we did send out expeditions last time as well. So let's go ahead and claim those before I forget. We had a 35.875% chance, and it's success. Okay, not bad. Now there's some extra material on top of what I already farmed. It's a lot of blast powder. 24? Damn. And as usual, it's the same base Kyle constructor loadout that I'm using. I use it a lot because when you're playing solo, it helps a ton to be a constructor during defense missions, especially when you have base Kyle. He increases the structures affected by your base. The health of them goes up by 84%. I cannot talk today because I'm tired. And then I guess I just have like some extra stuff that helps base, which are like these three. This one is just for my own health, and this one is so I can farm just things just a little bit faster. We are in fact ready to expand get so I do actually need to take a look around because I don't remember there was a certain amplifier that I wanted to try placing, but it's one that I don't have experience with, like, personally. See, on my main account, I have this amplifier here, and so I have enemies that attack from up here, which, I mean, I could build for that right now, but then that amplifier can also have enemies attack from over here. And now, what I want to try on this account is, I mean, I think I said this like way in an earlier episode, but I want to try placing amplifiers that I don't have on my main account and just kind of see like what's really different. Personally, I would love if there was actually some system that allowed us to like reset amplifier placements and then, actually get the free ability to try out different amplifiers in different spots. But unfortunately, that is not a feature that Epic seems to be ever going to do. At least I don't think they would. It's just like it's kind of a shame that like if you place a dumb amplifier like early game like I did on my main account way back then, you're kind of just stuck with it. And I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of it, and I would love a system that would allow us to change them regardless. I'll just place that as well. I don't this tunnel is already like overkill for what it is. So I wanted to actually look at one of my options here. So I could place that one where I already know these spawns, or hold on. Now I don't entirely know these spawns for this amplifier. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I think this is what most people have placed. I think enemies come from like down there and or over here. I don't know if they actually come from down there. I feel like it's primarily here, but I would have to build for both. But it's also worth noting that if I place this amplifier, that eliminates B getting attacked from this direction, which means this tunnel, which is actually well built in my opinion, uh, against B would be unnecessary, and then I would be able to then probably focus a bit more on over there, and I guess here. Now I'm actually interested in placing this one. I'm also going to, like I said earlier, take a look around and see what I can improve because I already want to try to look around over there especially and possibly out that way. S- I don't remember from last time at all what struggled because I don't have notes on it. So I am kind of just going to go in blind. Now, it's a shame that I don't really get to know for 100% sure where enemies would spawn from. And I'm sure I could look that up. And actually, maybe I should look that up. Oh, okay. Now I think OBS is actually displaying this correctly. So I've just went and Googled a Plankerton Storm Shield Defense and Wargames reference sheet. You can also kind of use these for endurance. Well, I mean, same spawns in general. So the way you use these is this is like the fully explored Plankerton map. And when you don't have the full map available, like there will be some areas you can't actually reach, but you can see all the spawns, right? My new amplifier, I believe it would be this one. And so it looks like they do come from there and there. Okay, well, I hope OBS captured that correctly. I won't know until I edit the video, but one can hope. Now let's see if I can break this. Worked. Oh, but there's another ramp right there. There's a ramp over there that I can't reach. I that just occurred to me. Damn. All right. Actually, here, let's just get creative. I'm gonna do something that might not work at all, but the idea is if it works, that'll be super useful. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board. I don't think it would be necessary to upgrade those, but I'm doing that as a precaution because I can't guarantee spawns right now, and I'm kind of expecting to have to fight blind, which seems to happen every Storm Shield because I'm not very good at guessing spawns and I don't memorize all of them off the top of my head. So that ramp is there. Enemy spawns are, I believe, are across here, so they might be able to come up here and up there. So we can build for that. Of course, I am going to be a little bit experimental with this, which means it could very well not work. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to kill enemies necessarily. As long as I get some damage in, that's good enough for me. Actually, why not change this a little bit for the better? I don't know if we're going to be able to do this the way that I want it, but we will find out. See, I'm planning this out in my head, but I'm not really talking about what I'm doing much because I'm basically guessing every little bit of this build off the top of my head how I think it should hypothetically work. But I mean, I could also be incredibly wrong too. And then now that that's been placed, these wall darts will still fire out this window, and this blue barrier will be gone during the actual defense. These wall darts will hopefully fire through all that. They should, but I don't. Well, they should, but I don't know if there's anything that might prevent them from doing that, like a bug or anything in the game. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I'm gonna use 3 wooden floor spikes. And then we have these 2 wall darts. Be right there and there. If I could get a sound wall out there, that'd be pretty cool, but I cannot get a sound wall up there unless hold on. Nope. It's trying to place it right here, and I do not need it right there. It definitely helps that I actually finally took some time to farm some resources, because I now have a bit more stuff that I can work with, and I can craft some traps, which are like very very important to be able to do that. So we have drop traps that will knock them down the hill, and then the wall darts will shoot them from behind. And those will slow them down. Actually, we can afford these as well. And then I should probably try to prepare for this side, even though I'm not like 100% confident in the idea that enemies will use it. I would still rather actually have something prepared for over there. You want to check? Okay, so if they come up this hill, nah, wait, actually, let's just break that. Let's just focus on over here. And by the way, I should probably clarify, like, I don't know if I can't even recall if I did in the past, but I should probably clarify that this is not a build guide, and so therefore that's why I'm not like fully elaborating anything at all right now. It's like this is not a build guide. This is just how I'm personally choosing to build. Um, Following my instructions like this as if it's a build guide is not going to lead you anywhere good because I'm an idiot and I'm probably missing something very important. But I don't really care, so I'm just gonna do it as it is, with very little regard as to like if I'm missing something that's going to possibly screw me over later. We'll find out. The only reason why I say it's not like a build guide is because like I'm not guaranteeing anything that I'm doing right now is actually efficient or if it works or if it's something worth building. I'm doing things how I want to do it, and how I want to do it can easily like not be very good compared to what else is actually possible. Well, I would say that I spent quite a lot of metal, especially on that, and I'm not even aware of how I'm gonna break that. Yeah, okay, great. So I can build a ramp out there, but I can't actually get out there to break that. So that's fine. I'll have to leave that there. Even if I break during the defense, it's not going to like keep it broken. And then I'm gonna have to like come back later and break that like next time. Just to change things up, I will use a broadside there. Now, typically, well, this is completely fine because the broadside can still bounce and it can still hit the same enemies like repeatedly. Typically, if you are using broadsides, you do want to use them in a like this, So then a singular enemy can walk in here, whether it be like a regular husk, husky husk, a smasher, whatever, and all of the broadside's cannonballs will bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and hit the same enemy time and time again, basically dealing a lot of damage. But the broadsides are each only using one durability when they set off. Find that worth mentioning because a lot of people just kind of place broadsides, however, and like they end up placing them like facing nothing, and then they fire cannonballs that ultimately never hit a target again. Well, like they'll hit the enemy once, but they never ricochet again, so they don't actually deal that much damage. Because the majority of the broadside's damage is by the cannonball actually ricocheting and hitting the same enemies over and over. Now, I feel like enemies will still try to come from up here, and while I have a bit more space now, it's still like I don't have enough. I don't have as open as I wanted it to because I would need to build for a ramp that's over there. Maybe if I can get up here, still not easy to see, but there's a ramp there that enemies do come from. Now that I think later when that area is more open, you can block that off. Or you can block off this way, which I actually possibly could have done that, but this was an easier tunnel at the time. Now I'm just trying to think what like if I should just swap the tunnels, but at this point I don't really want to. Now this is just going to be like another tunnel for the enemies that may or may not come from this side. Thing is, I don't know something I don't know at all is like where so like let's say I start the defense. I don't know like where is going to be attacked. I can practically guarantee the new amplifier gets attacked every time, but aside from that, I cannot guarantee what does and does not get attacked, and I don't know of any way to figure that out in advance. And I'm not so sure if I would really care to know anyways. I overcrafted broadsides unless I crafted some that I didn't use for something else. Now, I'm going to be cheap, and I'm just going to do that instead of placing another floor trap. Well, probably not a good idea. I think it'll be funnier. And I'm gonna level these up. This tunnel should be fine. It would easily benefit me to level up my stuff a lot more. Like my not just my traps, but also like the structures. It would easily benefit me to do that, but once again, lazy. Well, it's also like I don't think it's necessary right now to to level them up further because so far, like, I'm just gonna place my base at whatever like tunnel gets attacked. So it's like, regardless of where it gets attacked, everything's gonna be reinforced. Although I will admit that base does actually like protect a lot better. Now, I should try to actually see if this will be the case. But since I don't have this amplifier, I believe enemies will still attack on this direction, which means that that side can get attacked for Amplifier C, up this ramp can be attacked for A, and over here can be attacked for the home base. I don't I don't think I mind that really because I'm not familiar with this spawn, but it doesn't look like it's hard to work with compared to something like over there where I have this amplifier on my main account, and I'm not a huge fan of how enemies spawn here. But I don't know. That's just me. Let's take a look at this tunnel over here. Also 3 tile because that seems to be the most I build apparently. I'm gonna do just a little light adjustments. That's actually probably all that's necessary. This tunnel is still fine. Over there's I think what I've built is kind of fine because I do have a tendency to do a little bit of overbuilding. I have no recollection of building this. Oh, wait, those are the wall launchers I leveled up and then recycled afterwards because I needed the resources. Right. Um that happened. Oh well. I don't This tunnel is something I don't recall building, but only because everything is level 3 metal. And I'm missing ceiling traps because I think I got lazy. I'm not too concerned about spending right now because, I mean, once I'm finished with Storm Shield Defense 6, there are some optional Storm Shield defenses, but I would likely rebuild entirely for a lot of those. I think what I have is fine, and just for the sake of wanting to cut things short a little bit and try to not make an hour-long video, which I'll have to assume that it's not already 40 minutes. Um, let's just start the defense right now. Looks like okay, so there's gonna be 5 waves, and starting with home base getting attacked from north. I'm gonna place my base over here. This tunnel is still fine, I'm pretty sure. I don't. I now it now occurs to me that that's a problem. I visibly face palmed, but I'm no one could see that. There is a bug where yeah, where enemies can just do that apparently. By the time you're watching this video, this was actually fixed. I recorded this before the update, and then after like an update after this, it did fix this bug. So yeah, and I kind of knew about this in advance, but it didn't occur to me that it could be a problem. Also, the explosive visual looks new. That looks different. It looks quite nice. Yeah, there's a bug in the game where enemies kind of struggle to walk off ledges. It's hilariously unfortunate because I actually wanted to see I actually wanted to do this like legitimately, but I mean, I don't really want to sit around and stop doing everything until Epic starts fixing bugs because that'll take like 9 years later and they might eventually actually have this game playable without bugs. And even then I still sincerely doubt that because like bug fixing is actually kind of complicated because um especially with like in Fortnite's case where you have like Battle Royale, Save the World and the all the other stuff with like creative slash UEFN and all those other modes like coexisting. Like changing code for one thing can create unintended changes in another, possibly because the code for this game is a jumbled mess, and I actually think that's probably why. But basically, that's what makes bug fixing hard, and that's what also kind of causes uh random like battle royale updates to cause unintended save the world issues. It's all just like randomness with this game is presumably very jumbled code. I don't know. I'm not an expert. That's just a temporary block off over there because I don't want enemies using it for anything at all. Not that I think they will, but I mean, if I'm in the right place, they will try to walk up there. Smasher. Yeah, there's an excessive amount of smoke with the new explosive visual. It's not bad, but I would kind of prefer if the explosion looked bigger. I mean, I do, like, I should probably, like, kind of watch just what happens on its own, right? Like, I don't build these tunnels with the idea of, like, not having to fire weapons during the defense, but, I mean, that kind of is what happens anyways because I did go a little overkill on my defenses here, and I easily could have done, a lot less and built a lot less, but, you know, it is what it is. So far, the new amplifier has not been attacked yet. However, I suspect that's gonna be, like, the last wave or the last 2 waves. Oh, they're attacking, C north over here. Place my base right there. I think I killed him, I think I killed him. I'm not entirely sure. Retreating into my tunnel just to get away from them so I can get some health regenerated. This tunnel is a little short, but it's, like, it's still killing enemies. If I want to improve this further, I could probably, like, extend it out by, like, an additional 2 tiles like this. Because either way, they're still trying to get up this ramp at minimum. But they're still going to end up having to walk through here unless they're breaking this, which I don't logically think they would. I mean, it is a path of more resistance, but it would be a shorter path. So they might actually be after this, but I'm not going to let anyone get through to find out. In the future, I might just change this and actually make them go up here. And what the hell is going on up there? Oh, I did not hear that. He is throwing, like, really fast, though. I should point that out. I have no idea how long he's been there, but it's like, I he threw a lot. And there's another one. He's probably going to the same spot or a similar area. Similar area. Can use my supply drop again. Not too bad. And I imagine because of how far back they're spawning, I imagine if I actually did want to make this tunnel longer, wouldn't I just be able to just extend it to, like, further, like, closer to their spawn while still just at least being safe enough where their spawns aren't going to break everything? Okay, now we are getting attacked from B west. Or no, north. I thought it was B west, but north. That's fine because this is actually, like, the better, like, tested tunnel, one that I already know works. We do have lobbers going over here to try to get some weird angle that I don't think I really like. They also could just be trying to get, like, then again, these ones are only trying to go there because I'm in an area where they can get an annoying angle to shoot me from. Uh, okay, I unintentionally destroyed him when I thought he was going to still have a bit more health left. Man, there are a lot of ranged enemies. Like, a lot. I'm only really focusing the lobbers because I don't really care what these what the gunslingers are doing. I don't think it really matters what they're doing that badly. Where do you think you're going? Block that off. Clever. Walk around, go in the tunnel. I'm not even sure if I mind that. And then, okay, so our last wave, we have the new amplifier getting attacked. From which direction? And hopefully one I built for. Okay, so they're gonna go up that ramp, and okay, so they're going in the tunnel there. That's fine. I am going to do a just temporary. I know none of this is gonna save, but I want a temporary block off here just to prevent enemies from looping around further than I want them to. So these enemies can they can go in here or they could go in there. It's more likely they'll go in here because it's closer, but you know. And in the future, when the blue radius isn't covering it, I would like to start the tunnel from here. And I could probably do something that involves like pushing them down, so then they might try to go the other way, or they might just go back up. Anything that prevents them from actually getting into spaces that I don't want them to. So a lot of trap tunneling and husk pathing in general does involve like restricting where they can go, or at least the way that I like to do it. If you restrict where they can go, then you kind of get like practically full control over how they're going to behave. And then it just makes missions a lot easier when you have a lot more control over how husks are going to behave. Should have expected that those would break due to him, but I mean, I kind of did prepare for this being the weakest link of the defense. And I would like to imagine in the future this might be possible to block off, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I left it open with with the defense here just because I was not certain on whether that could actually be blocked off. Okay, for a 5-wave defense, that seemed pretty easy. Block him right there. Using Bull Rush, one of my absolute favorite tips you could do as a constructor. And that was pretty easy. Weird, because I swear other Storm Shields I've struggled with, like mostly because of enemies attacking from ways I didn't intend for. However, I mean, I guess this time I was a little bit more prepared, and I find it a little weird because I placed an amplifier that I'm not familiar with, rather than placing the amplifier that I actually knew the spawns for. And I kind of guessed and looked at the spawn map. Got a variety of XP that I can definitely take full advantage of as someone who's not going to buy the battle pass on this account. 45k hero XP, which is quite nice. Some mini reward llamas, which I will probably open or I will probably save for later. That might be a cram session reward, but I didn't read what it was. Plankerton Storm Shield Defense 6. So my main quest. The hero loadouts. And everything else was all like expedition slot stuff.
Excellent work, as usual. The rocket is in play.
100 X-ray tickets.
Stand by for launch, Lars.
Okay, sure. Hurry up, please.
Okay, Commander, let's launch.
Right, yeah. We'll save that for next time. The next mission is onwards to Canny Valley, and that's when we get to do the rocket launch, and then we can finally start Canny Valley, and or more likely, I will like take a break from playing on this account and do some fun stuff on my main account, and then I will get back to this series. Oh, now I've leveled up the heroes in this Loadout at least, and then I have my other Loadout, which is mostly consisting of heroes that I do not have leveled up. And now, final thing is I didn't do research. Everything's at 65 right now. So I'm going to take Fortitude and Tech up to 66, and then I'm not sure. I'll probably like do these two next.